super fast, okay? And they're just taking tiny cuts as you pass along. Typically we're taking no more than a 1/16 of an inch per pass. So it's not a big bite that you're taking out of that wood. So you make multiple passes, and that will flatten out whatever you have, okay? When this is set up right, it gives you a perfectly straight edge. So your goal in using this is really to take something that might be crooked or warped and then create something that's straight. Having said that, it has its limitations. Okay, a board like this piece of sycamore, okay, you'd have to cast a magic spell on this to straighten it back out. It's not going to happen with any of the tools we have in the shop. All right. So when you're at the lumberyard picking wood, be realistic. You know, if you get something like this, you're going to be stuck with it, and unless you're happy with it being what it is, it's not going to ever become a straight, true piece of lumber. So this is decent for. This tool is good for taking out minor imperfections. This is an adjustable fence. Okay, and a rule of thumb is you don't want to expose more of the blade than is necessary to accomplish whatever you're trying to do. So in a case like this, okay, this is about 2 inches wide, the edge here. I really don't need much more than that. Okay, this red guard here just automatically moves out of the way as you go past. So it's set up to limit the danger that you would be exposed to using this, but you still have to be really smart about it. Remember on the router table how I did that little hand movement to get above and beyond the cutter head? Same thing here. I don't want to see anyone just moving their hands right across. That's especially true. You notice how this is nice and tall? That's why I want you guys to practice on this one, so your hands are, you know, nice and far away from the cutter head, so you get comfortable with it like that. If we were doing something like this, this is another thing you could do, be some face jointing. Okay, going across like that. Does this look like a good idea? Hell no. That's how people get hurt on this tool, especially when you're coming across like this, it hits a knot, shoots it back, and then you got hamburger hands. Okay, this is an unforgiving tool. So you need to have utmost respect for this. I don't want to see anyone doing what I just showed you. Okay, if you are doing a face joining operation, that's what these are for. Okay, this little edge here catches on the wood. Okay, and that allows you to push it across. That takes the danger out of the equation. And yes, you can push this straight across the cutter head. That's fine. Okay. So get in the habit of using these if you need to. So another thing to keep in mind is when you come up to this tool, you can't just assume that it's straight or that this fence is at 90 degrees to the table. So if our goal is to take a piece of wood and create a perfect 90-degree corner, which is going to serve you well if you're doing joinery or furniture or making a sculptural piece that relies on precise geometry, you need to have this dialed in so that it creates that 90-degree corner. So in order to do that, you need to start out with this fence at 90. Okay? So it's adjustable. Yeah, just move this to where I get that 90-degree corner. Takes a little bit of finagling. Then you dialed in. So I'm going to show you both operations, the face joining and the edge joining, and I want you to pay attention to my body mechanics, how I'm moving along with the board. I want you to look at what my hands do, and just kind of get a sense of what it looks like. And then I'm going to have you guys practice with this nice tall piece of cedar, okay? This is one of those tools that can only be used with the dust collector on, so I'm not going to be able to talk very easily with you while I'm doing this, so just pay attention, and then at the end feel free to ask any questions. Also, setting the depth on this is just a matter of releasing this clamp, and this moves up and down, do about a 1/16 of an inch. So this thing will get clogged up really fast if you don't use